Hello everyone, welcome to another stream of Ace Attorney. I'll be starting shortly, just waiting for the game to load, and let's go. Such a good little theme. Anyway, I hope everyone's Thursday is going well. We're gonna get right into it. We are like, I don't know, midway through ish. I really don't know because I've never played the game before, but it feels like we're like halfway through this exciting thing. So let's go ahead and start in on the day 3 of the Turnabout Samurai trial and see where we managed to get. If you recall from last time, we had gotten some key evidence from our witness, the young grade schooler boy who saw everything, apparently. Mr. Wright? Yes. Why do you look so unhappy? Oh, nothing. Really, it's nothing. Right, Mia? Uh-oh, she looks even unhappier. Phoenix, your client is now practically a dead man walking. Perhaps that's why I feel particularly close to him. This is no time for dead people jokes, please. You know we're going into this trial utterly defenseless. Yet, if Mr. Powers is truly innocent, we should be able to find something overlooked in the evidence to prove it. Something overlooked? We have to find something, Phoenix. Today. It's that or lose the trial. This isn't going to be easy. We have the sleeping pills. That's the main thing that we have. Is that we have sleeping pills. Which I think like prove that he was drugged maybe by someone. I don't know who would drug him though. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please. An unexpected fact has come to the attention of the court. Yesterday, we learned that there were other people present at the studios. Today, I would like to show evidence proving they had nothing to do with the murder. Very well. You may call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. I wonder if it'll be that producer. The prosecution calls Mr. Salmonella to the stand. Or that director. Will the witness state his name and profession? How rude could you get? You don't know me? I'm the director. I meant the Steel Samurai, noob. Grovel. Salmonella, the director, television. Were you at Global Studios on the day of the murder? Yes, Your Honor. Very well. Shit. I clicked the right button and apparently that just skipped through the entire damn thing. Phoenix, let's start by picking this testimony apart. If Powers is innocent, you know what that means. Someone in the trailer on that day did it. Right. She doesn't waste any time putting on the pressure. The day of the murder. I was at the studios from around 9 that morning. During the morning, I was doing an action scene run-through. Took a lot more time than I thought it would. I hear that everyone else ate lunch in the employee area, but I had a meeting in the Studio 2 trailer, so I ended up skipping lunch. We were in the meeting until around 4. During the meeting, well, I'm pretty sure no one left their chairs. That's about it. The time of Mr. Hammer's death was 2:30 p.m., and according to your testimony, you were in a meeting at that time. Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. I was at the studios from around 9 that morning. Okay. During the morning I was doing an action scene, perhaps. You want to explain to me why you're a little, in the employee area? That's right. It was a fight scene between the Steel Samurai and the evil magistrate. Was anyone else at the run-through? Oh yeah, that security lady was sitting there watching the whole thing. Lol. She was cheering on Hammer, if you believe it. She certainly has the lungs for it. Anyone else? Nope, just us four. No assistant? Took a lot more time than I thought it would. Hey, that everyone else ate lunch in the employee area. You here? What exactly do they have for lunch? T-bone steak! The assistant cooks them up. Come to think of it, there was a plate with some bones on in the employee area. Everyone else, meaning the witness did not eat with them. But I had a meeting in the Studio 2 trailer, so I ended up skipping lunch. Okay. So in the end, you didn't get to eat? Yeah, no steak at least. Can you believe it? That must have been tough. Phoenix, yeah? Doesn't something about that seem odd to you? Not at all. It's a little vague. It's contradictory. Actually, there's something bothering me. Mr. Manella, just now you said steak at least. So you ate something other than steak? Yeah, good call. Had some chocolate in my pocket, which I used to stave off starvation. I see. Is that all? Oh, sure, I was onto something there. We were in the meeting around 4. Who's we? What were you discussing? The Seal Samurai story and our budget. Get this! The sponsors turn to me and say, Mr. Manila, those scripts of yours are not appropriate for children. Can you believe it? Actually, I kind of can. So nobody left the table during the whole meeting? During the meeting, well, I'm pretty sure no one left their chairs. You didn't take a single break? Well, yeah, not a one. Sweats. What's he sweating so much about, I wonder? If only I had an idea. I'll wait for one to come up and hit him with it later. Phoenix, if his alibi holds, Powers is finished. Press him as hard as you can and find out where he's lying. Right. Okay. Is that when you always come into work? Oh no. Come in all sorts of hours. It's the industry way. Yeah, I don't know about the freaks in your industry. Still, for what it's worth, I was pretty busy all that day. Tell us more about that. During the morning, I was doing an action scene run through. Should I show him? Should I show him something? Like this to like have him tell us about the breakage? No, there's no contradiction. I just want to talk about the broken thing. Damn it. Well, we already did that. Took care of you, lady. Was 4. Took a lot more time than I thought it would. Why did it go on so long? I'm pretty sure you already heard about this, but WP twisted his ankle during the run-through, see? Alright, that's the limp. Which of course led to me missing my lunch. Raffles. Raffles. Rolling on the floor, starving? I hear that everyone else ate lunch in the employee area. We asked him about steaks. He had chocolate. And they were in the meeting around 4. I got nothing. Pretty sure no one left their chairs. Is it not so much that they couldn't, it's that they wouldn't? Should I just present the picture again, maybe? But if they went from Studio 2 to Studio 1, they wouldn't have to go by the gate with the camera in it, right? Damn it. I should have saved. Hey, Drillmeister. Is Mr. Powers' case dismissed? No, I have no idea what I'm supposed to be doing right now. We're in the meeting until around 4. Is it like because of this? No. I feel like I should just reload at this point because I really have no idea how I'm supposed to be doing this. I'm missing something. Because I've pressed him on everything, but he doesn't he doesn't say anything interesting. I mean, Mia gave us like a little bit. If his alibi holds powers to finish, press on you can to tell if it's lying. During the morning I was doing an action scene run through. Was anyone else have to run through? No. There was something where he said that he thought something was suspicious. He missed his lunch. And then we asked him, it's like, what do you have? Steak. Everyone else means that the witness did not use it. But this isn't red for some reason. So I ended up skipping lunch. None of this is useful. Did I like miss a piece of evidence that actually lets us finish this? No steak at least. That's contradictory. Mr. Manila? When I went to Studio 2 I saw something. Oh, this is what you're supposed to do. When I went to Studio 2 I saw something on the table there. There were 2 plates, the same kind of plates as the one in the employee area. Who ate lunch there? Oh, no, good call. I was embarrassed I didn't mention it. But I did eat after all. A T-bone steak, you mean? Yeah, well, I mean, the assistant went through all that trouble. I brought it to the trailer thinking I could eat it later. Clearly a man who likes to eat. Suspected as much. So when exactly did you eat? We took 1 break during that meeting. I wolfed it down then. You took a break, but you said you didn't take a break. A mental image I will carry with me to my grave. Wait a second. If I took a break in that meeting, that contradicts his testimony. I'll press on that one a bit more. We were in the meeting until 4. What were you discussing? So nobody left the table during the whole meeting? Pretty sure no one left their the chairs. You didn't take a single break. Well, yeah, not one. Wait a second. Maybe I do have an idea. Press harder. Wait a second. Mr. Miller, you've just contradicted yourself. Didn't you just tell the court that you ate that T-bone steak during a break? Ugh. Well, Mr. Manila, what's this all about? Well, yeah, I guess we did take a little break. Phoenix, great job. If they took a break, one of them could have gone to the studio during that time. Your Honor, I call on the witness to testify to the court about this break. Very well. Mr. Manila, your testimony, please. Uh-oh, Edgeworth is laughing. Yeah, for what it's worth, we took a break for all, but it was only 15 minutes. 15! That's only 13 in base 12. Not enough time for someone to say commit murder in Studio 1. Lol. That's only just enough time to eat a T-bone steak if you ask me. Steams. Weird human. I don't think it would be even enough for that, but that's just me. Very well, you may begin the cross-examination. Okay. For what's what, we took a break. When did you take a break, please? What time exactly did you take this break? I'd say it was from around 2:30 or so until 2:45. 2:30? That's the time of death. So he could have gone to Studio 1, killed Hammer, and come back. Guess it's possible time-wise. But it was only 15 minutes. 15. That's only 13 in base 12. What were you doing for those 15 minutes? Eating my T-bone steak. What else? There were no bones on that plate. I'm just saying. There were 2 plates on that table? Oh, right. The other one was Diva's. Sorry, D. Vasquez's plate. D. Vasquez, the producer. To eat a T-bone in 15 minutes. That's quite a feat. Not enough time for someone to say, commit murder in Studio 1, lol. Why is that? Haven't we had enough of this pointless line of questioning? Your Honor, the testimony at this point has made one certain fact painfully clear. The people in the trailer had nothing to do with this murder. It was impossible for anyone to go to Studio 1. What? Something wrong, Mr. Wright? Surely you aren't suggesting one of the people in the trailer went to Studio 1? Well, Mr. Wright? Phoenix, this is critical. Think about it before you give your answer. Do you claim someone from the trailer went to Studio 1? Well, they couldn't have because of this. I don't want to write off so many possible suspects, but I can't keep claiming the impossible either. I agree that it was impossible for anyone in the trailer to go to the studio at that time. Thought you might be thoughtlessly treading on thin ice again, but I see you had at least an inkling of the truth. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? It's quite simple. True, the break-in of the trailer meeting came right at the time of death. However, the path from there to the scene of the crime was blocked. The fallen Mrs. Monkey had barred the way. At around 2:15, a strong gust of wind knocked off the studio mascot's head. Ergo, when the people in the trailer took a break at 2:30, the way to the studio was blocked. Blocked by Mrs. Monkey's severed head. It's actually Mr. Monkey, but Edgeworth has a point. And somehow I feel no desire to correct him. I believe we've seen enough evidence. I would like to relieve Mr. Manila from the stand. What? It's over. Very well. The court's opinion of the case is as follows. We have found that there were several other people in Studio 2 on the day of the murder. However, it's also clear that none of these people could have gone to Studio 1. They therefore have no relation to this case. Furthermore, with regard to the photo of the Steel Samurai, given the size of the costume, no one other than Mr. Powers could have worn it that day. All that is lacking is decisive evidence that he is the one who did it. If we had that, right, I would have to find Mr. Powers guilty. Your Honor, the prosecution is pleased to announce that we indeed have decisive evidence. A witness. Who is this witness, Mr. Edgeworth? My witness saw the very moment when the Steel Samurai skewered the victim. Order! I will have order! I see. The court will take a 10-minute recess, to which we will hear your witness. Court is adjourned for recess. Is there an Ace Attorney game where you play as Edgeworth? Where you are the prosecution? What do we do now, Mia? If everyone in that trailer has an alibi. Sorry, Phoenix. Guess I was wrong. Mia! Don't tell me you're giving up. Give up, what hope do I have? Don't get me wrong. Never given up on a trial before. Not whether there's a chance. Only one thing became clear in your cross-examination. The people in the trailer could not have gone to Studio 1. Thought there was more to it than that, but I was wrong. That's all there is. What's gonna happen to me? Kinda seems like everyone in that courtroom thinks I did it. They think I'm a murderer. Don't worry, Mr. Powers. If you are innocent, we'll prove it. I guarantee it. Leave it to us and be yourself. Be strong. You are the Steel Samurai. You are the children everywhere, after all. Thanks. Okay, Phoenix. This one's for the kids. Let's do it! We can do it, I believe. I have the pills. I feel like those are like my secret little thing. Court is back in session. The prosecution has a concern, as our witness is a grade schooler of tender years and this is a murder case. We worry that the defense might cause unnecessary trauma with his cruel questioning. Nice to see Edgeworth taking the moral high ground. However, we have no choice but to call him to the stand. He doesn't even reach the top. Your Honor, perhaps you could arrange a box for him to stand on? Oh, right. Guard, please bring him a box. One of those donut crates should do. The box has a donut crate. Will the witness state his name and grade in school? Witness! What? Just because you're all grown up don't mean you can push me around. Cody. Answer his question, okay? Hey, it's you, the nice lady. I'm Cody Hackins. I'm in 2nd grade. I get the feeling this is gonna be a long day. Mr. Edgeworth, please remember that you're speaking to a child. Try to be gentle. Witness? Yeah, I mean, Cody? He's having trouble with this gentle thing. You were present. You were at Global Studios on the day of the incident. You got a problem with that? Please tell us what you saw that day. What, Pops? You want me to tell you and Gramps with the beard over there? Just Mr. Edgeworth, please. I prefer a bearded gentleman myself. A very long day. Incidentally, photographic equipment is strictly forbidden in this courtroom. My apologies, Your Honor. He said he wouldn't testify if he couldn't bring it. I'd like special permission, if that's possible. Wait, so you're saying you had to bargain terms with a kid and you lost? Hey, I just got this new camera. Don't really know how to use it all that good yet. But I bring it with me wherever I go. Phoenix, I wonder if he had that camera on the day of the murder. You'd better make a note of it in the court record. Very well, Cody. Please testify to the court about what you saw the day of the incident. I wonder if we can't press him too hard. I wanted to see a Steel Samurai rehearsal just once. I found a map on the internet and went to the studios that day. I went through the woods, off the path, so that old lady wouldn't catch me. I was going for the studio. Got kind of lost on the way though, for about 30 minutes. When I came out by the studio, there was the Steel Samurai. Totally rocked. Right before my eyes, out came the bad guy. Out came the bad guy? Not in Studio 1? Of course, the Steel Samurai took him down. Pow! If I had my camera with me, that would have been time for a shot, I tell you. Anyway, couldn't get into the studio, so I went home. So he didn't have his camera that day, it sounds like. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. But be gentle. Remember, you're talking to a child. Kid is tougher than most adults we see in here, honestly. I wanted to see a Steel Samurai rehearsal just once. Don't understand how the head blocks the path the kid going through the voice just prevents. Yeah, right? Like, go around. Just once. I don't think we need to press him on that. I found a map on the internet and went to the studios that day. Can you tell me more about that? Was that day the first time you've been to the studio? Should have been a couple times. Never managed to get there on a rehearsal day. And that security lady's already just hailing. Right, please continue. Chill, Pops, I'm getting to it. How am I supposed to talk with you cutting me off all the time? Jeez! I went through the woods, off the path, so that old lady wouldn't catch me. I wonder if I can present to him the head to like get information about it. Off the path. Yeah, you know how the studios are in a valley there. If you go off the path though, there's woods. That's where I was. I see. Anyhow, I was going for the studio. Wait a minute. Wait. If he went off the path, then that original photo number 1 couldn't have been him. Because the camera wouldn't have caught him. So the security guard threw out a picture of someone else. Kinda got lost on the way though, for about 30 minutes. You got lost in the woods? Yeah, I couldn't figure out which way I was walking. Man, was I really when I saw the blue studio doors. But I guess what happens next? When I came up by the studio, there was the Steel Samurai. Do you know what time that was? The Steel Samurai? Yeah, he was standing by the studio gate. Looked like he was thinking about something before going in. Then he opened up the gate and went inside. I see. What then? It totally rocked. Right before my eyes, out came the bad guy. What sort of bad guy was it? A guy, a person, kind of tall, skinny. Are you sure it was a guy? I don't know. He was kind of far away. Being awfully vague. Of course, the Steel Samurai took him down. Pow! If I had my camera with me, that would have been the time for a shot, I tell you. Cody always carries it. Cody, what you just said seems, well, a little strange. Didn't you say before that you always bring your digital camera wherever you go? You were quite clear about that. Huh? Cody, you shouldn't lie here. You understand that, right? Mr. Wright, a word with you. Uh-oh, was I putting the pressure on too much? What is this digital camera contraption you're talking about? I present to you the judge who knows nothing. It's, a digital camera, Your Honor. Kind of a new sort of camera. How do I explain that? I see. Anyway, Cody, I can't believe you wouldn't bring your camera on a trip to the studios. You did bring it, didn't you? Mr. Wright, how cruel you are to terrorize a poor child so. I don't care if he's a child or a prosecuting attorney. No one should lie in court. What do you mean, or a prosecuting attorney? Well, Cody? What? Yeah, so I had my camera, so what? You got a problem with that? So you did have a camera. And did you use this camera? Why would I use it? I was too busy watching. Very well. Please testify to the court about what you were so busy watching. What I saw. Yeah, I had my camera with me, but I was glued to the action. Couldn't take my eyes off it. The Steel Samurai, he goes for the bad guy. Wham! Then, the bad guy stopped moving. He's so strong, the Steel Samurai rules. Is that all? That was brief. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. That's not much to go off of. I had my camera with me. I don't think we need to press him on that. But I was glued to the action, couldn't take my eyes off of it. So you can tell us more? Did you watch the whole fight? Yeah, of course. You didn't turn away, not even once? No. Okay then, tell us exactly what happened. Yeah, I'm getting to that. The Steel Samurai, he goes for the bad guy. Wham! Wham? Not like stabby noise? So the bad guy attacked him first? Yeah. What sort of person was this bad guy? I told you, a person. He was a person. How was he dressed? I kinda don't remember. I was too busy watching the Steel Samurai. I see. And what happened next? Then the bad guy stopped moving. I feel like I might get docked points here. Why? Huh? What do you mean, why? Why wasn't the bad guy moving? Well, because the Steel Samurai brought him to justice. And how exactly did he do that? How did he do it? With a samurai kick! And a punch! Samurai chop! Samurai slap! Something like that. He's still being vague about this. What? Don't give me that look, Pops. How should I play this? Well, we could present the evidence that he was stabbed and prove that he didn't actually see it all. Or what? I'm gonna press him a bit harder. Cody. What? Something's bothering me. Before you said that you couldn't take your eyes off the action. Yeah? So what? Yet you missed the most important part. What is the meaning of this? The witness has stated what he saw quite clearly. You know as well as I do this being vague. Tell me what kind of murderer uses a samurai slap. My point is this. Cody, you may have seen some of the Steel Samurai's fight. But you missed the most important part. The killing blow. Order! Order, Mr. Wright. How could this be? Can you explain how you might have missed something so vital? Well, that's the thing. Phoenix! I believe you're on the right track with this. Think, why didn't Cody see the climax of the fight? I know you can figure this out. Mr. Wright, your answer. We've ascertained that this young boy is a great fan of the Steel Samurai. Why wouldn't he watch the climax of the fight? He couldn't watch it. He was watching something else or show evidence. Could he watch it? He came in through the employee area, through the gate, and then he said when he went off the path. I mean, off the path could mean anything from like here to here kind of thing, right? Why wouldn't he watch it? Wait a minute. Contains photos of every victory scene in every battle of the Steel Samurai. Would that include this? Would he have written it, like, put it down in there? That doesn't explain why he wouldn't watch the climax, but it would show that he didn't. He couldn't watch it. So Powers... Did we get a time when Cody came in? Takes pictures of revote. Victory wasn't at the book. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, is that this shows that, because it's like, hey, you won. Your Honor, I have evidence. Evidence? Yes, Your Honor. Why did Cody look away from the fight? Here's my proof. Proof? Can I do that again? Shit. Why wouldn't he watch the climax of the fight? Oops. I mean, clearly he didn't watch it because he's being vague about it all, because he didn't actually like really see it, or if he like saw it, he didn't quite see it. I feel like this might be a this might be a like point out where he was, like he couldn't see it, like the gate was closed maybe. Wait a minute, he couldn't because the body was found in Studio 1, right? And to get into Studio 1, you need a key card. And he doesn't have a key card. Because he couldn't watch it. How could he calmly watch a No. Damn it. One thing that's been quite clear in this boy's testimony, he did not believe he was witnessing a murder. He was watching the Steel Samurai fight like on TV. The more real the fight, the more he would have watched. Do you have another explanation? I don't think he'd be watching something else. Why did Cody look away from the fight? I don't think he could have. Unless the wind broke the Mr. Monkey head and he saw that. I'm not convinced. Okay, this isn't proof. Why wouldn't he watch it? I don't know what else he would have been watching. $2 o'clock, 2:30, 2:15. You think it's the spear? Why wouldn't he watch the climax of the fight? He got speared and the blood would remember. Yeah, well, that still isn't like why he wouldn't watch it. No. At least this isn't draining our health going back and forth on this. I don't know, was he watching something else? Probably. No, that's not it. What could possibly distract the boy from seeing his idol, the Steel Samurai, fight? What do you claim he was looking at? Why wouldn't he watch it? The duct tape sphere. Do you think he like got his hands on it or something? Nope. I think it might be the head. Wait, the monkey calls out the time, right? Would he have looked away because the time went off at 2 o'clock? Why did Cody look away from the fight? No. Well, it's good that this part's so forgiving because I am like completely stupid apparently. Dragging a leg. Guide map. Did I already present the guide map? Maybe he was being chased by the security guard. Maybe he was looking at his camera, trying to figure out how to use it. Here's my proof. What's that? The camera? The witness say that he recently received this camera. Apparently, it is this. Yes, I'm aware of that. He wasn't entirely familiar with the operation. I'm aware of that too. Ah, correct. Why would Cody be looking somewhere else at the critical moment? Because he was looking at his camera. He was trying to take a picture. Hey, bullseye. What's your problem, Pops? Got a thing for picking on little kids? Yes. Pressing, not picking. Good job, Phoenix. Cody was lying, clearly. Smart, he realized there was no way he could have just stand there watching his hero and not take a picture. Right. Cody? There's only one reason why you would have looked away from the fight, and that was because you wanted to take a picture. But having just received your camera, you weren't used to using it yet, so you missed the climax of the fight, correct? Yeah. Well, Phoenix, I'll bet you anything he's hiding more than that. Have him tested again. Right. Your Honor, the defense would like to request that Cody Hackins testify once more. Right? Very well. Cody, could you please tell us about your camera, about why you didn't take a picture of the fight? Well, in the real world, kid. No photo? No bitches? Yeah, you're right, Pops. The Steel Samurai just escaped from the clutches of the villain. So I held up my camera to take a picture. But the lens wouldn't open in time, so I missed it. That's all that happened. Yep. Anything strange in that testimony, Mr. Wright? I'm not sure. But I'd like to proceed with the cross-examination anyway. No photos? You're right, Pops. The Steel Samurai just escaped from the clutches of the villain. So he was being attacked by the villain? So you did see the beginning of the fight. Whoops, wrong button. Yeah. Did you notice anything unusual? I guess the Steel Samurai was moving a little strange. Moving strangely. So I held up my camera to take a picture. Did you actually take a picture? Why couldn't you take a picture? My new camera has so many buttons I couldn't figure it out. Tried to take a picture, I really tried. But the lens wouldn't open in time, so I missed it. Did you see what happened? When the lens opened, what did you see? Well, a person on the ground and the Steel Samurai. That's all that happened, yep. No one screamed, no one bled out. That's all. Yeah, I told you I didn't take a picture. I would have, once I got that lens open. Did he really not take a picture? Not even one. Nah, he definitely would have taken a picture. There's got to be something here I can use. Cody. Listen up, Cody Hackins. I know exactly what happened that day. You took a picture. Hey! Bullseye. How did you know? I see through all your lies, Cody Hackins. It's one of my powers. Wow! This feels great. Yeah, I took a picture. Perhaps you can change your testimony to reflect this, Cody. I took a few shots, but it was too late, so I erased them. Why did you erase them? You erased them? Yeah. Why would you erase a picture of your beloved Steel Samurai victorious? Well, you know, why would I want to keep a picture like that? It's getting less and less cooperative. Better find a clear contradiction soon, or some solid evidence. How can I pick holes in such a short testimony? There has to be something. Dig up the dirt, Phoenix. Find out what this kid's all about. Yeah, you're right. Steel Samurai just escaped from the clutches of the villain. So I held up my camera to take a picture. But the lens wouldn't open in time, so I missed it. Took a few shots, but it was too late, so I erased them. I wonder if this is where this comes into play. Like he draws them out. I'm gonna present this because he would need the picture for his scrapbook. Cody. What? Man, every time you say Cody, you follow it with something bad. I just wanted to thank you for giving me this the other day. Huh? Oh, right. What was it you told me then? I go to every live performance. I always take a picture when the Steel Samurai lands the final blow. Wazam! Got 'em all. Never missed one. A perfect collection. Cody, did you really get a picture of the Steel Samurai standing victorious over his foe? If you did, I find it hard to believe that you just erase it. Wouldn't you keep it for your album? Ugh. Mr. Wright, what exactly is this album? It's called Path to Glory. It's a collection of pictures of the Steel Samurai, all taken by Cody Hackins. He claims it's a perfect collection of every battle the Steel Samurai has won. I see. Don't you find this very odd, Your Honor? Among all his pictures of the Steel Samurai, none were taken that day. Order! Mr. Wright, have you an explanation? If the Steel Samurai just defeated his adversary, I certainly would expect to see a picture of it in this album. Exactly my point, Your Honor. No way. Phoenix? I think we finally discovered the truth. And what a truth it is. Yeah, are we sure about this? Did he actually? Yes. Pretty sure what you're thinking is right. Tell them, Phoenix. Tell them what the truth is. Mr. Wright, please explain to the court what's going on here. Why was there no picture on the album for the day of the murder? Why would the boy have erased the photos he took? The photos were blurry, he erased them by mistake, or the Steel Samurai didn't win. I think it's gotta be this last one. I can only think of one reason, Your Honor. The Steel Samurai didn't win. That's why Cody deleted those photos. You mean the Steel Samurai lost? Well, Cody, I'm right, aren't I? Tell the truth. The bad guy defeated the Steel Samurai. No way! No! It's impossible. The Steel Samurai never loses. He never loses to anyone, ever! Your Honor, the witness has revealed everything with his words. There was a reason why he lied and told us he didn't take a picture. The same reason he erased his precious photos. For Cody, it was inconceivable that the Steel Samurai could be defeated. However, Cody witnessed the impossible. He saw the Steel Samurai lose. Yet to admit what he saw would destroy everything he believed in. That's why he lied and said the Steel Samurai won. He couldn't handle the truth. None of this adds up with the rest of the case, though, so far. Order, I will have order. Witness, I mean, Cody, is this true? What did you see? Tell the court what you saw. I don't know if making him cry was good, Cody. That day you saw the Steel Samurai lose a fight, right? Okay, you're right. The Steel Samurai fell down. Then he didn't move. So he was wearing the Steel Samurai costume, Hammer was. Got stabbed, died. They removed the Steel Samurai costume, probably burned it to get rid of the evidence, put him into the evil magistrate costume to frame Will Powers. What kind of stunt are you trying to pull, right? The Steel Samurai was the murderer, not the victim. Yet according to your witness testimony, the Steel Samurai was the one who fell. Mr. Wright, what's going on? Apparently we all made a serious error. An error? What's this all about? Hammer was the victim, Steel Samurai was the victim, or there was no victim. Jackhammer? Okay, Jackhammer was the victim. The Steel Samurai was the victim. You understand what really happened, it's actually quite simple. At the end of the fight, the Steel Samurai fell to the ground and lay still. In other words, the Steel Samurai was not the killer, he was the victim. Don't you see? Jackhammer was the Steel Samurai. He is paying up to his glory days from the past. Order, order, order! So the Steel Samurai in this photograph. You're saying the man in this costume was the victim, Mr. Jackhammer? That's what I'm saying, Your Honor. Jackhammer was present at the action scene run through that morning. Thus he obviously knew about Will Power's foot injury. But wait! Hadn't Mr. Hammer gone to Studio 1 already? That's what everyone thought. But remember what Miss Oldbag said in her testimony? On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 p.m. Did I see poor old Hammer? Nope. He'd already gone to the studio before I got back to the guard station. Mr. Jack Hammer left the employee area after lunch. However, no one saw him going to Studio 1, nor was there a picture of him. He waited for Oh, sorry, this is Phoenix, not the old lady. He waited for Mr. Powers to take a nap in his dressing room. Then he snuck into the dressing room and stole the Steel Samurai costume. But why would the victim do such a thing? I don't know. I get it. I thought that the Steel Samurai was moving strange. This was a different person inside the suit. Pops! Huh? Me? What? Actually, there was one piece of data I saved. Data? Yeah, a photo on my digital camera. What? Show us, quick. No way, man. Not if you're gonna look at me like that. Now. Here, this is it. Studio 2? Studio 2. Well, looking at this, it's still a little hard to say. I'm afraid that it could be anyone in that costume. Your opinion, Mr. Wright? I agree, Your Honor. This isn't decisive evidence. Sorry, this doesn't look like it's the proof we need. I'll give it back. Wait, Phoenix. Mia, what? Look at that photo once more. That's it, Phoenix. That photo is all the evidence you need to win this trial. What? Your Honor, may I see that photo once more, please? Certainly, I don't see why not. Phoenix, show him. There's a glaring, decisive inconsistency with the facts as we know them in that photo. Yeah, it's this giant fucking 2 right here. Your Honor, look at this. I see a gate. Might I draw your attention to the number on that gate? The number? Oh yes, well, it's hard to see, but it looks like a 2. Clearly not a 1, Your Honor, correct? I believe Mr. Edgeworth sees what I'm getting at. But, that's impossible! What's this all about? Please explain so that I might be shocked along with the rest of the court. I'll use the studio guide map. The body was found here, in Studio 1. However, what do we see in this photo taken at the time of the murder? It does not say 1 on that gate in the photo. Your Honor, here's the true scene of the crime. Show the judge when the murder took place. Studio 2. Here, at Studio 2. I see! That would explain the 2 on the gate in the photo. Look, Grandpa's finally understanding. This is good. Your Honor, I find it very significant that the murder took place in Studio 2. The trailer says the path is blocked, no filming is done there. All of these are valid concerns. The path to the trailer was blocked, so we have heard. The path was blocked at 2:15. In other words, the victim went to Studio 2 before that time. Yes, I suppose that would be the case. Remember Mr. Salmonilla's testimony? Allow me to remind the court. He said no one in the trailer was guilty because they could not have gone to Studio 1. Yet in actuality, the reverse was true. Only someone in the trailer could have committed this murder. They were the only ones with access to the scene of the crime, Studio 2. The shit's getting intense. As you may recall, there's a trailer in Studio 2. Now on that day, a meeting was held in that very trailer. There was a break in the meeting corresponding to the time of death. During that break, Mr. Salmonella and Miss D. Vasquez were outside eating steak. They were at the scene of the crime. Order! The defense makes the following claims. The scene of the crime was Studio 2. The person that the security guard, Miss Oldbag, saw was the victim, Mr. Jack Hammer. Mr. Hammer was, for some reason, sold a steel samurai costume. Then he went to Studio 2! This is madness! No, this is Sparta, Edgeworth. Jack Hammer is the victim. The victim! Why would he steal a steel samurai costume? Are you suggesting he did so to cover up the details of his own murder? No, of course not. Or do you have proof? Give me proof that the victim Jack Hammer's costume stole the costume. We have the sleeping pills. I have proof. You do? You do, Mr. Wright? Here's my proof that Jack Hammer stole the costume. This is it. An empty medicine bottle? I found this on the table in the employee area. The same table where Mr. Hammer and Mr. Powers ate. The label reads sleeping pills. Sleeping pills? The defendant, Mr. Powers, spent that entire afternoon sleeping. He was drugged by Mr. Hammer. Wait a moment. That bottle does raise some suspicions, yes. But there's no proof that Mr. Hammer used it. Your Honor, I have an idea. Test Powers' blood, fingerprint the bottle, examine Hammer's body. There wouldn't be anything in his blood anymore, right? That was like 2 days ago. So fingerprint the body. I don't see how examining Hammer's body would do anything, so fingerprint the bottle. I want to check this bottle for fingerprints. If my claim is true, Mr. Hammer's fingerprint should show up on this bottle. I suppose you're right. Very well. The court will take possession of the bottle. This is some good Uno. That's what this is. This court will suspend proceedings on the current trial for today. Cody Hacken's testimony has revealed new possibilities in this case. In fact, things may have happened very differently than we previously thought. The steel samurai seen by Miss Oldbag may have been the victim, Jack Hammer. The scene of the crime was not Studio 1, but Studio 2. And those in the trailer did have time to commit murder. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. Your homework is to find the answer to the following question. Why would Mr. Hammer steal the samurai costume? That's easy. He wants to relive his glory days. Also, who killed him and why? But they were discussing the budget, so maybe he wanted more money, and then they were like, hey, let's just murder him? Seems flimsy, but whatever. Alright. Mr. Edgeworth, you will need to reconsider your stance in this case. Above all, you need to reconsider your suspicion of Mr. Will Powers. As you say, Your Honor. This trial will be extended until tomorrow. This is the last extension. Imagine living in this town. Like, so like, I don't really do this anymore, but when I went into an office for work and I bust in, my morning routine was to bus over to the bus station from the town over, stop at the Starbucks, get a white chocolate mocha and a Wall Street Journal, and then sit on the bus, read the paper, and drink for like the next like 40-ish minutes while I bust to work. And just imagine like the whiplash of reading about this case each day, like on the front page of the local town newspaper or whatever, and being like, oh, this actor was accused of murder. Oh wow, that sucks. And there's evidence that says that he was like the only one who could do it. Huh, weird. And then like the next day, like it's front page news again, and you're reading it and you like find out all this stuff and everything. Like better than reality TV. That's what that is. Whew. That was a close one. We are saved by a hair, but that's all that counts. I thought seriously about going home about 3 times during the trial. Me too. Really? You both seem so confident. Yeah, I should take up a career in acting. I was ready to pronounce you dead about 3 times back there. Me too. Dead? Of course we're kidding. Are you sure? I wasn't kidding. Now, Mr. Powers, we have to go make our final investigation. But I promise you we'll find the true killer by tomorrow's trial. Right, thanks. To be continued. This game is so good. Would you like to save your progress? Yes, please. Besides the, like, you know, general nonsense I have of messing up. Oh, we only have 10 slots? Alright, I suppose I can start overriding the top ones. Okay. So, the real question is, do I have time? I know we've only been going for an hour, but I also started like a lot later than I normally do because I was out playing trivia with friends and got home around like a little after 9. So like, do we have time to do the investigation and the next part of the trial in like the next hour? Or should I save the like finale of this game for tomorrow's night stream? Because I don't know how long it is. The judge did say this would be the last extension. But I kind of think it might be better to end now and then finish it tomorrow, because otherwise, if we finish it tonight, then tomorrow we'll start a new mystery, right? And we probably won't get all the way through it. So it could be a good way to kind of cap off the week if we hold off. So I'm gonna stop for now. But this is really good. Like, this game is fantastic. Like, of all the visual novels that I have played in recent memory, this one so far has been like probably one of the most fun, honestly. Like, I've played some silly visual novels, like My Cat Girl Maid Thinks She Runs the Place was one that I played semi-recently, amongst other games. And like, yeah, it's good stuff. So, but I'm gonna stop yawning and instead quit for now. But thanks for hanging out, everyone, and you know, thanks for everything. Hope you all have a good rest of your night, rest of your day, whatever time it is, wherever you are, and I will see you tomorrow night. Very good. Now is the dying time, I guess. Let me give you a meme to go. Let's see. Do I have something good? Can I show this on Twitch? Yeah, I can show this on Twitch. This is fine. Here you go. I'll finish off with this. So take it easy, everyone. Have a good rest of your night, rest of your Thursday, rest of your Friday, whatever time it is, wherever you are. And you know, go generate some art with AI and get exactly what you ask for. Take it easy, everyone. Bye for now.